Hello, this is Tyson McGuffin, and welcome to the McGuffin Show. It is a lovely Wednesday. I hope everybody's having a good day. I want to thank all of our viewers for tuning in this week. This is episode 6. Also want to thank all of our sponsors. I'm going to go down the list real quick. Selkirk Sport, 1044 Pro, ASEA, Beamer Therapy, Pickle Play, Turner Grip, Voodoo Pain Relief Cream, R-Bar, Salt Stick, and Jolt Therapy. Okay, hope everybody had a good Christmas. Enjoyed some time with their family, enjoyed some time with their kiddos. Hopefully gained some weight. I'm just kidding. I made sure to hit the gym the morning of Christmas and hit the gym the morning after. I've actually been on a fitness kick. We actually just built a gym in our garage, separated our garage, and got all of our equipment in there. We are part of the Peloton family, so got a Peloton bike, a Peloton treadmill. We have a fitness mirror. We got the big rope in there. We got TRX. We have infrared heaters. We are fully hooked up and fully plugged to train full time and kick some ass, baby. So no, super excited about the gym. But yeah, hope everybody had a great Christmas, and hopefully got some nice gifts. We had to shop for 3 kiddos, and then my mom actually flew over from Seattle. So yeah, it was kind of nice to see mom, and always nice to watch the kiddos open their presents and get super excited. I vaguely remember that as a kid, but I mean, I don't know. There's obviously something to being a kid, believing in Santa. Christmas morning, opening up your presents. It wasn't snowing on Christmas morning, unfortunately, dang it. But it snowed the day after, and it's currently dumping right now. But yeah, no, super fun. Sky, let's see, what did Sky Man get? Sky's pretty easy to please. Doesn't really need a lot, but he would actually rather he'd probably rather have a nice deep conversation than he would get any gifts. He's probably one of the purest and most humblest and most generous kid that I've ever met. But yeah, I think Skyman got some clothes. Both Sky and Ty got a tablet. Sky's got a couple of Alexas. He's got a couple tablets, but our theory was, hey boys, you guys can both, you don't have to share tablets anymore. Ty, this is your tablet. Sky, this is your tablet. You guys can download stuff on there. So that was kind of our thought process. Instead of having a bunch of tablets, it was, hey, here's your tablet, here's yours, and you organize what you want on there, and you can download anything that you want. But yeah, so Sky was clothes and tablet. Ty is a bit more difficult. He's very picky, just like his dad. So Ty got Beyblades, Lego set. He's all into Minecraft. So we got him Minecraft for Switch, for his little Switch, or for Sky Switch. We got him a bunch of Minecraft Legos, Minecraft clothing. I forgot, we actually got Sky some Fortnite stuff as well. And then Banks is pretty easy. Just got her some clothes and some new cute shoes. I got Meg all Louis'd out. Got her a black Louis Vuitton like crossbody with a chain, little purse. And then she actually ordered herself her first little Gucci bag. And I'm not gonna lie, that Gucci leather feels like fur. It is like the softest leather I've ever felt. It doesn't even feel like leather. But anyhow, so For myself, let's see, what did I, you know what, actually, I'm actually so picky, for Christmas that I usually tell, anybody that wants to buy me something, I usually tell them just to send me money, or I tell them not to get me anything because I would rather just get it for myself. Yeah, I went a little stir crazy at Nike. I've actually been getting a lot of buzz about the new Nike, Nike Shocks that I've been rocking. Um, but yeah, they are the Nike Shock Reacts, and I believe they're number 270. So if you guys want to check those out, definitely check those hot, bright, colorful shoes out. I also got a bunch of I got a couple track suits from Nike. I stayed away from Louis Vuitton. I got a couple new pairs of shoes from Adidas for the pickle courts. They're like zebra looking, so kind of cool. But yeah, you know, overall, great Christmas. Everybody had a great time, and always fun, and always very refreshing. You know, spending time with the family. So yeah, so something that I've been doing a little differently. I've been kind of changing my routine. Been going to bed earlier, been going to bed a little earlier, anywhere from like 9 to 10, and then trying to get up in the morning by 4 or 5. Why I'm making that change is because I'm looking to work out a lot more. I'm looking to really discipline myself in 2021. Not only discipline myself with better fitness, but just general education in all areas, and overall just trying to be a better human. So, you know, I obviously know on the physical end that I have about probably 4 or 5 more years kind of left in my prime. Maybe it's longer than that. Who knows? With that being said, I am turning the knob and looking to, you know, just be in the gym more, dedicate myself a bit more. And, you know, I've never really fully have gone a full consistent year, you know, 4 or 5 days a week working out. You know, I've always kind of done like 2 or 3 months and then stopped. So, yeah, I think, you know, if I'm going to do it the right way, and if I'm going to get the most out of this sport, I've got to be a professional, and you know, just obviously just be more disciplined with having a better routine, getting better sleep, taking care of my body a little better, you know, things of that nature. But yeah, super excited for 2021, something I've noticed with my productivity and just my general energy throughout the day. I mean, it's been so much better. I've been sleeping a lot better with going to bed earlier. And this is something that Matt Goebel told me, but it's very spot on. You know, like I was telling Maddie that, you know, I used to stay up till midnight, and then I was up by 7 or 8. And anyhow, I just didn't feel like I was all that productive. And you know, Matt was telling me, he's like, you know, when do you actually get stuff done past 8 p.m.? I mean, I don't know, like take a look at my wife. Like my wife, you know, she likes to kind of get all of her emails done and get a bunch of stuff done late in the day. Why? Probably because she's so busy with life and everything else that she really only has that like the last couple hours of the day to cram stuff in and get shit done. But someone like myself, I just recognized I took a look at myself, and I just realized that I wasn't getting a lot of stuff done late in the day, and I definitely wasn't getting stuff done past 8 p.m. And I also noticed that once I left the house at 7 or 8, and, you know, and I went and played pickleball, and I always told myself, hey, come back to the house and or always look to come back to the house and get a workout in after playing. Not going to lie, once I leave the house in the morning, it is so difficult to dedicate myself or discipline myself to actually work out when I get home. So this new routine, basically I'm up by 4 or 5, in the hot tub by 5:15, out of the hot tub by 5:45. But in the hot tub, I can get all my emails done. I can get all my social media stuff done as well. Post, throw in all my stories, and then by 6, I'm in the gym. I got the heaters going, you know, smoke that place out, make sure it's nice and hot in there. Anyhow, it's been nice. Yeah. I've been working out from 6 to 8, been doing a mixture of strength training, functional training, and yoga. Also been running with the wolves on that new Peloton treadmill. Been kicking that treadmill's ass, I'll tell you what. Anyhow, after I work out, then I go to the pickle courts, get my 2 or 3 hours of pickle in. Then I go to cryo, do all my recovery stuff, Beamer, IV, all that. But plain and simple, now I kind of have this 5-hour period where from, let's say, I don't know, 6 to 10 or 6 to 11 or 6 to 12. Basically that's my time where I can work out, I can play pickle, I can get my recovery in, and then I'm home by noon. Meg is very happy when I'm home by noon. So anyhow, and getting home at noon, and knowing that, hey, I've gotten all my training in, I've gotten off-court training in, on-court training in, I got my recovery in. Now I can get it done. It's working out a lot better, and just in general, my mental clarity, way of thinking, and I'm just a hell of a lot more productive when I can get my day started much earlier. So it's been huge for me. As you can see, I'm rocking the new podcast shirt. Soon we'll have some podcast hats. I'm actually wearing my buddy's hat today. It's from a company called Butte. Everybody should check it out. Go to Butte, or maybe it's buttebrand.com. Butte.com or Butte brand, but it's Butte. Buddy of mine named Danny Zavalli owns him and his brother Arturo own the company, and company's based out of Central Washington, actually where I'm from, Lake Chelan, and there's a mountain in Lake Chelan called Butte, so they named the company after Butte. I'm sure you guys have seen me wear their Butte shirts, but anyhow, so rocking a Butte hat today. Shout out to my buddy Danny Z Sani. Want to talk a little bit about just general like recovery therapy and kind of what that does for me, how that plays a part, what I use for recovery. I would say the most useful recovery device that I've used so far is Beamer. Basically Beamer is it's a medical device hooked up to a mat or hooked up to a spot or hooked up to a pad, or you can do red light therapy. But essentially it increases your blood flow by 30%. And it's microcirculation. There's all these little tiny blood vessels in your body that don't get blood flow in them, and Beamer essentially opens up your capillaries and gets blood flow in there and gives your body a nice little flush every day and flushes out all that inflammation, lactic acid, and all that yucky stuff. So love Beamer. Also for recovery, sponsored by a company called Vitamin Drip CDA. So use IV drip, and I usually use the athlete bag. Let's see, what else do I use? ASEA is a company that I'm sponsored by. ASEA is based out of Salt Lake City, and ASEA essentially is their full line is cell replacement. So they have cell replacement face wash, they have cell replacement body lotion, they have cell replacement water, and then they have a full line of supplements. So I take the full, or I use their full line. I believe Tyler Loong is also sponsored by ASEA. So big shout out to ASEA, big shout out to Vitamin Drip CDA, and then big shout out to Beamer Therapy. But for me, if I can be 10% fresher, during tournament weekends or just during training and stuff like that, that little added 10% goes a long ways. There's so many athletes out there that talk about finding that little gain or just being a little fresher, and there's so much science and so much cool stuff right now behind recovery therapy, and that's what those athletes are talking about. Any sort of slight advantage like that definitely plays a big part. So tip for the viewers, check out Beamer Therapy, check out ASEA, and if you haven't tried a IV bar, definitely check out an IV bar. Cool stuff. Something I use when I'm on the road too. You can get at-home IV. So I'll call a company, whether it's I've used one in Las Vegas, I've used one in Palm Springs, but yeah, you can get an IB drip at your residence. So kind of cool. Okay, so Camp Corner. So be sure to go to my website, go to TysonMcGuffin.com, take a look at all the camps for 2021. Dates, locations, and everything is up there. So be sure to check that out. And stuff that we have coming up. We have some chicken and pickle dates coming up, and we have some camps coming up that are tied to PPA tournaments. A couple that are off the top of my head are the PPA in Mesa in February. We're running a Tyson McGuffin signature PB camp on that Monday, Tuesday, all level specific. And then PPA St. George in March, we're running a camp on that Monday, Tuesday after. So be sure to check all that stuff out. Let's see here. So topic is kids and sports, and then our instructional nugget for the week. So yeah, I kind of wanted to get into this topic, talking about, kiddos and sports and how that can relate to pickleball. Taking a look at my own kids, obviously I would love to have Ty play pickleball. I would love to have Banks play pickleball. Sky, Sky being special needs, he's not much of a doesn't really like he doesn't mind sports, but obviously he would rather do other things. But it's like, I'm not going to force pickleball on Ty. I'm not going to force pickleball on Banks, but obviously I would love to have them play. And I'm going to relate this to my dad. My dad was my wrestling coach growing up, and it actually bettered our relationship when I told my dad that I was going to start playing tennis. So basically I started wrestling at the age of 5, wrestled all the way through senior high school, didn't start playing tennis until the age of 14, but my dad was my wrestling coach, throughout my whole career. And, something that I learned from my dad, love him to death, and bless his heart. But something I learned from him is that it's tough when it's your own kid. It is so tough not to overstep your boundaries. It is so tough to not to totally just squeeze them to death by putting so much pressure on them. I know for myself, like my dad put a lot of pressure on me to be like my oldest brother, who was like an All-American, or who was like this big stud wrestler at Boise State. I was the last McGuffin. So, I kind of had this pressure to wrestle in college. But anyhow, it was like my dad wanted it more than I did, and I would say that he was driving the boat in that sense. I was not. It was more about him than it was about me. And something that I've noticed already with my son Ty is that whether I'm watching him run on the treadmill, whether I'm playing pickleball with him, or whether I am in the wrestling room and watching him at wrestling practice, I'm already so invested. And I know that with me being that invested, it's tough for me to see clearly, or it's tough for me to maybe give the right advice, being a parent and like trying to coach my kid. I guess that's where I'm trying to get. Bring it back to my dad. My dad, I would say, just had a hard time finding balance with how to be a dad and how to be a coach, if that makes sense. I'm going to kind of take that experience and obviously use it with my own kids, and probably just take a step back and let my kids kind of create their own roadmap, create their own itinerary. I'm a huge believer in multi-sport athletes. I was a multi-sport athlete. I played everything to a certain degree up until like, I guess up until high school. Then it was, wrestling and tennis, but growing up, I did everything. So anyhow, I guess my little tip out there for parents who have kiddos that are involved in sports and stuff like that, is let them kind of do what they want. Let them find their own roadmap. They will definitely find the right path. And once my dad kind of let his foot off the gas pedal, I was able to find my own path and found it pretty quickly, and found that I loved tennis, and found that I wanted to play college tennis, and it all led me to finding pickleball, and it all led me to here. So I am very, very glad that I didn't pursue wrestling in college, and I didn't pursue wrestling after high school, because there is not much there. And I'm sure my dad is looking down right now thinking, oh my gosh, I am more than proud that my son chose tennis and didn't choose pickleball. And obviously he sees that that I got a lot more out of it going the route of a racket sport, and not the route of wearing a singlet. Even though wrestling does freaking make you tough, I'll tell you what, love the characteristics aspect of wrestling. You know, I think it builds a lot of character. It builds a crust. It really installs a huge amount of sacrifice in you. And you know, I think wrestling is one of those sports where you have to hate it to love it. And when you hate something to love something, there's a huge amount of passion there, if you know what I mean. Yeah, kudos to all the wrestlers out there. I've got a lot of respect for wrestlers, and all in all, I've just got a lot of respect for people who scrap and just work hard and you know, earn what they get. Okay, my instructional nugget. Let's talk about poaching. Let's talk about the old shake and bake play. Take a look at some of the best disconnectors in the game. We take a look at some of the best poachers in the game. We take a look at some of the best activity off of that disconnect. I would say some of the main things that I see are people that poach well are fully committed. People that poach well have a pretty quick first step. People that poach well are for sure they're going to get in there. And people that poach well tend to clean house in the middle and have a very good cleanup ball, if you know what I mean. How many times have you been in a position where maybe you saw your partner hit a great third jaw drop, or you saw your partner hit a great drive, and you disconnected, and then you went to poach, and you like halfway committed, and then as you halfway committed, you were like, oh gosh, I was there, but I just didn't fully commit. Too many times we see it taking place and we're there, but we're so scared to make the move. Why? I mean, if your opponent can beat you up the line by seeing you move and change direction and be able to like go up the line, high part of the net, toughest play in the book, and beat you last second, if they can beat you there, kudos to them. And I would buy them dirty martinis all night, because plain and simple, that is the toughest play in the book. Yeah, don't be afraid to get beat there. And over time, even if you do get beat there, over time, it's going to create pressure. It's going to cause them to start looking at you as they disconnect. It's going to start causing them to start looking at things they don't have control of as you disconnect. So all in all, added pressure goes a long ways. And it may not stir out to cause unforced errors right away, but maybe late in game 2 or maybe late in game 3, it's going to cause some unforced errors. So it pays some dividends later on. But obviously what sets the tone to that whole shake and bake series is the person who's shaking obviously has to do enough with their drop or with their drive in order for the baker to clean house off of that poach. Yeah, I mean, if you you know, I think this is a fun little topic as well. Like, how many teams like don't have any offense from the kitchen line, but have all of their offense from the baseline? Maybe it's driving, or maybe it's just looking to shake and bake and like try to cause some ruckus or try to cause some chaos from the baseline. And then once they get to the kitchen line, they're just true counterattackers. They play discipline. They play by the book. They play high percentage. But I would say that there's a lot of teams that do that. Take a look at Riley and I. Take a look at Stone and Barr. Take a look at Navratil and Warnick. You know, it's super aggressive from the baseline. And things are, you know, obviously not as aggressive from the kitchen line. But if you find yourself in a position where maybe you like to counterattack and maybe you don't like to attack from the kitchen line, but you're still looking to like get the monkey off your back. You're still looking to, get some freebies or find some easy points. I'm not gonna lie, it takes an extreme amount of pressure off of you if you know that that you can poach and use that shake and bake play and get some free points there. Want to thank all the viewers for tuning in this week to episode 6. Also want to thank all of our sponsors. Big shout out to Selkirk Sport, 1044 Pro, ASEA, Beamer Therapy, Pickle Play, Turnigrip, Voodoo Pain Relief Cream, R-Bar, Salt Stick, and Jolt Therapy. Want to thank you guys for all your continued support. In closing here, be a good human, give back, be real, have faith, and don't worry. At the end of the day, it's just a silly plastic ball. This is the McGuffin Show. My name is Tyson McGuffin. Peace. This is the McGuffin Show. My name's